The Pinup Warmup. This is one of my favorites. Great mobilization for both the hips and the shoulders, and it's a way to start your warm-up from a seated position without asking for deep flexion of the knee. I designed this sequence for a private client who had had a total knee replacement. It starts from this setup. Your knees are bent to about 90 degrees and your feet are out in front of them. You might move the glutes out of the way so you can really feel the sitting bones, and we'll do some seated cat and cow. This can happen with your hands helping. Inhale to loop your shoulders back and lift your chest. Exhale to come either to neutral, or if it feels okay for the back, to a C curve. If that doesn't feel good, obviously you won't do it. Inhales lift and exhales lower. If you'd like to get more grand with this, when you lift, you can expand your arms, and when you lower, you can take them forward and use your abs to help control this. Inhales up, exhales down. Several rounds of that. Then eventually, we'll come to the lift and let the hands find the floor. Your fingers could face forward, to the sides, or back. It really doesn't matter. Whatever suits your shoulders is fine. Heel until your feet wider, and start a sway of your knees side to side. Now this could stay really low-key and mellow. You're coming to the big toe side of one foot and the pinky toe side of the other foot. You're rolling over your glutes and you're mobilizing through your hips, internal and external rotation. Or you can get a little bigger with it, maybe lazily swinging an arm around you and then the other. Or you can get more tall with it. Now, if you're doing this, take extra care that your knees and ankles are cool with this. This is kind of an unsupported position for the knee. As long as it feels good, I'm happy with it, but if it doesn't feel good, encourage your students not to do it. After several of these swings, we'll stay on one hip. The top knee can come as close to the bottom knee as you like it to be. It doesn't have to be super close. And the back hand now, the bottom hand, can face away from your body. Your top hand will find your pants and you'll connect to your breath. And then with inhales, you reach your fingers on a diagonal, thumb faces back. With exhales, you'll take your hand back by your pants and move your pinky behind you just as far as feels good for the front of your shoulder. Remember, we want it to feel really nice and not to pinch or hurt. Some number of these, something between 5 and 10 say. Eventually you'll keep your arm up on the diagonal, bend your elbow, wrap your fingertips to support your head, press into your bottom hand, lift your ribs, feel a little side stretch. To explore rotation of the spine from the top down, you can kind of free your hand from your head and turn just your neck so your nose faces up and down, up and down. This movement can get bigger with your hand on your head now. Your elbow can lean back and down, back and down. Incidentally, if this doesn't feel good for the bottom arm, you can drop to the forearm, and that's perfectly fine. If this movement is working, you can then use your whole arm. Inhales, lift, exhales, scoop through. After several rounds, we'll hang out in the twist angled down. You could wrap your fingers to your ribs and coax them toward the direction your knees are pointing. This is like giving yourself an assist in the twist. Or you can come down to your elbows or your forearms. You could even let the weight of your head hang heavy down here and stretch through your neck. If you need to move your top knee closer to your bottom knee, not a problem. In time, you'll climb back up, either to your forearm or to your palm, and you'll reach your hand high toward the ceiling and exhale to squeeze down. Inhales will lift and exhales will lower. These can all be straight up, or they can move like rays of a sun. 1 o'clock, if there were a clock behind me, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, whatever. Some number of those will eventually finish with a bent elbow, hand to your head, and you can turn your face wherever feels good. This is why I call it Pinup Warmup. A couple breaths there. Then before you do the other side, you'll swing back through center and a reset. Your reset could be some more cats and cows. It could be some more sway of the knees side to side. Eventually, you'll park it on the other hip. I'll give you a back view here. Remember, you can be on your palm or your forearm, hand to your pants. Several of these diagonal movements to wake up your shoulder will bring you to the point where your fingers wrap to the side of your head. You lift your ribs. Then free your hand from your head, little neck movement. Return your hand to your head, let your elbow exhibit this rotation that's happening around the thoracic spine. You can keep this with bent elbow, or you can move it bigger. In time, it's the twist. Maybe your ribs get coaxed to the direction of your knees, or you come down to your forearms. Eventually reach up and squeeze down. Inhales lift, exhales lower, several of these, and finally hand to head. And that's the Pinup Warmup.